West Midlands Police Chief Constable has apologised to MPs after giving them false evidence about the decision to ban Maccabi Tel Aviv fans from a football match. He had said no AI was used in drawing up their evidence, when in fact it was.
So this is all about the police report to Birmingham City Council about whether or not Maccabi fans should be able to go to this Aston Villa game back in November. So the force referred to this match between the Israeli club and West Ham United as part of the evidence, but that match never happened. And Craig Guildford, who is the police chief, said that until Friday afternoon, he thought that mistake was caused by Google, but in fact, it was the result of an AI programme, Microsoft Copilot.
Mr Guildford has now written to the Commons Home Affairs Committee in a letter saying, "I would like to offer my profound apology to the committee for this error, both on behalf of myself and that of Assistant Chief Constable O'Hara. I had understood and been advised that the match had been identified by way of a Google search in preparation for attending the Home Affairs Committee."
He goes on to say that my belief that this was the case was honestly held and there was no intention to mislead the committee. But my goodness, this is really going to put more pressure on somebody who is already looking pretty embattled. Rob Harris, our sports correspondent, joins us now on the phone. Rob, what do you make of this?
Well, this is the second time that the Chief Constable, Craig Guildford, has had to apologise for misleading MPs, because previously he'd said the Jewish community had supported the ban on Maccabi Tel Aviv fans from attending the match at Aston Villa. He later had to acknowledge that was not the case, and he wrote to the MPs a few weeks ago to say that. There was also the situation when appearing in front of the Select Committee for a second time just last week, that he only brought up the fact that West Midlands Police were aware of threats to the Israeli club in early September, yet that was not made clear. In fact, he was challenged by MPs about why this was only being informed to them at this stage. And this all comes with so many questions about this contentious decision that was disputed by the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, and it is leading today to a statement expected from the Home Secretary, Shabana Mahmood, after receiving the initial findings of the inspectorate investigating their own decision to take this ban on Maccabi Tel Aviv fans from this Europa League game.
What's the next step expected, Rob, in this process? Obviously he's recently been to Parliament. Is he due to return again, or is that part of the process done and dusted?
Well, I understand that MPs are seeking evidence from the Dutch police. Why this matters is because a lot of the intelligence reporting from West Midlands relied on a match that Maccabi Tel Aviv played in Amsterdam in 2024. The violence that was involved in that around that game. Now, there are attacks on Maccabi Tel Aviv fans. There were also racist, violent attacks by Maccabi Tel Aviv fans on locals there in Amsterdam. And that's why West Midlands Police ultimately determined that there would be a danger posed to the local community in Birmingham if they did allow those Maccabi fans to attend the game at the start of November. What they didn't make clear, which they knew in early September, which we now know from various minutes, is there was a threat of violence. People would take up arms, the reference was, in Birmingham to potentially attack the Maccabi Tel Aviv fans. So now we are waiting to see just what the future of the West Midlands Police Chief Constable Craig Guildford would be, because many have called for his departure.
Rob, great stuff. Thanks so much for that. And of course, Sophie, one of the people that did call for his departure to you just moments ago is the shadow Foreign Secretary, but I think notably a former Home Secretary.
Yeah, exactly. She wants him to go. She says he needs to resign. Shabana Mahmood saying they're reviewing this independent report and she's going to make a statement in the House of Commons in response. So, look, it's difficult to see. It's hard to see how he survives in many ways. But, look, it's a decision that is going to be taken after all of this evidence comes